Mario Wonder is now out worldwide, and the truth is, the game is fantastic. This is very likely the last flagship Mario game that we're going to get on the Switch, and it is worthy of the praise it is getting. For me personally, 2D Mario hasn't felt this new and fresh since New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which came out back in 2009. The DS game came out in 2006. Dear God, I'm getting old. But even with how amazing Mario Wonder is, we're not here today to talk about actually playing the game. That is for babies. Playing games is for dumb babies who don't know how to actually enjoy video games, which is spending $1,300 on a CGC Perfect 10 grade copy for your collection. That is peak Mario Wonder enjoyment. That is what it truly means to collect the Wonder Seed. Obviously, it isn't news that people are going to collect, speculate, or even try to invest in a new Mario game. Mario to Nintendo is what Pikachu is to Pokemon. It's basically a guaranteed thing if you just buy up Nintendo stuff with Mario on it, right? Surely someone down the line will pay you more for this stuff. But what we are going to do is look at the actual economics of this right now, of what it would be like to try and create your own CGC 10 copy. What are the odds of that actually happening? And the potential thought process that might be going through the heads of people who are spending upwards of $1,000 on a game that just released last month. So say thank you to every single patron who helps support the channel, as well as the YouTube members. I can't do this without you guys. Hit the like button, and let's talk about the most recent example of some graded games craziness. So the first thing I want to do is just quickly go over the grading scale with CGC, as it does have some slight nuance versus the other companies. So there's a 9.8, that's your numerical score, that's going to cover the case itself, and then there's also the A++ portion right here, and that A++ talks about the seal itself. So the case is a 9.8, the seal is an A++. For all intents and purposes, that is a mint game, but that is the start of the mint scale. And you can see that's $167 right there for a 9.8 A++. That's close to a break even. Like there might be a little bit of profit right there after fees, grading fees, all that stuff, but very, very minimal. Then the scale moves to a 9.9, and this is like really hard to get, right? CGC doesn't give this out easily, and you can see that this copy now twice as much than the 9.8 copy. It's just like very incremental different in condition. You might be talking about like, I don't even know how you would differentiate Switch games, to be completely honest. Maybe a little micro scratch or the tiniest divot, some kind of manufacturing inconsistency. Like you're talking the slightest of nuance here. And then above both of them, you get to the 10 perfect grade, 10 A++, and you can see the premium is literally 4 times as much as the 9.9. And also, interestingly enough, the 9.8 here, the 9.9, and the 10 are all sold by the same seller. And a lot of people look at this, right? They're like, oh my god, $1,300 for Mario Wonder? Like that's fake, it's shill bidding, money laundering? The amount of people who say it's money laundering, oh my god. The criminal syndicates have gotten a hold of graded video games, and the only way they can get their money out of the country is by grading copies of Mario Wonder and selling them on eBay. Please, the sales are not money laundering. And how do I know they're legit? Because I know the seller of some of these copies. I don't know if I know I Am Retro, but I know one of the sellers who has been grading factory cases, because that's how this works, right? People will get factory cases of this, which I believe is 20 games in a case, 25 games in a case, and then you send in the entire case. So out of those 24 games, you're going to get some 9.6s, 9.8s, 9.9s, and 10s. And all of the 10s are going to be what pays for basically everything else. So many people think that you can just like go to the store and pick up a copy of Mario Wonder and you're going to get a 10 because it's brand new. Like that's not how this works. You're most likely going to get a 9.8 if you buy a brand new copy of the game off Amazon, go to the store, whatever. Which is why the crazy premium was paid there for $1,300. But with that said, that $1,300, that was back in November. That was November 16th. So that was 12 days ago, right? For a 10, $1,305. So there was another one November 20th for $1,375, and then we saw another one for $969, then $800, and then another one for $775, and the most recent 10 that sold is down to $630. So since the very first one sold, that was $1,305, we are now down to $630. So I mean, in 2 weeks, the price is cut in half on the CGC 10, and it looks like this copy here for $630 was even relisted, so that might not not even be a sale. Looks like it's up right now and ending in 24 hours. So we'll have to see what this copy ends for. By the time this video goes live, I'm sure this auction will be ended on eBay, but the point is, for anyone who deals in graded collectibles or brand new, like manufactured scarcity type stuff, as soon as this stuff hits the market, and it's the same for like brand new Pokemon cards or that Elephant Mario card, the card that came with these, anytime something like that hits the market, there's immediate hype, immediate high prices, everyone's excited, everyone's hyped up, then they start coming out, they start hitting the market, and the price comes down. And I would honestly say that the person buying a copy for $1,305 honestly probably knows that too. Because let's be honest, if you have $1,000 to spend on a brand new copy of Mario Wonder, you're probably not that concerned with the price cutting in half. You're probably not that concerned with the price going down because you probably know that the price is going to go down. I assume it's someone who wants to collect, who wants to speculate, who wants to invest in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Because remember, price aside, like, people do just want to stick this on their shelf. For certain people, this is cool to own. And if you're actually curious, like, how hard is it to get 10s on this game? Should we assume no more 10s are going to come? Absolutely not. More 10s are going to exist, obviously, right? That shouldn't surprise anyone. People are going to have cases of Mario Wonder. So we won't see any kind of supply of this game dry up for multiple years. And you can see right here, thanks to gamerstonks.com, you can actually see an unofficial CGC pop report. And on the report right now, you can see 120 copies have been submitted of Mario Wonder. And of them, 21 have been given a 10.0, which is actually quite a few. 47 9.9s and 47 9.8s. So like I said, everyone is submitting brand new mint case fresh copies, right? And because of that, we're actually seeing the population of 10.0s, like 21 10s is a lot for a game that has only been out for 1 month. And this is how I personally think it should be. Like, if you're sending in factory case games, especially like Nintendo Switch, where it's a hard case, it's small, there's just not going to be that much variance. They should be giving out 10s. These games deserve 10s. If these aren't 10s, then nothing is. You know what I mean? And this doesn't include any WATA copies. This doesn't include any VGA copies. Those are going to start hitting the market as well in the coming months here. So almost undoubtedly, we're going to see the price of Mario Wonder come down even more. But the thing about these Mario Wonders and any brand new game is that if you do want the 10, if you do care about these grading companies, if you care about having something special, exclusive, whatever thing you want to say, if you do not have access to buy factory cases, if you do not have access to submit these in bulk yourself, don't try to create one on your own. If you want a 10, just buy a 10. The odds of you making it yourself, even as I show you those statistics, right? The odds of you making it yourself are very, very low. So for anyone seeing this and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to grade my copy and make money, like, don't think that's going to happen. That's not how this works. But speaking to the people buying these copies, like, okay, you know, you're going to buy a copy for $330 for a 9.9, or heaven forbid, right? You paid $1,300 for the 10. Like, what will happen to this game in the next 10 to 20 years is honestly impossible to say. Is Mario Wonder the #1 investment you can make in that time? Probably not, right? Like, it's almost guaranteed not to be the best investment ever. Some people love investing, speculating, collecting video games though, and for those people, it's more fun to hold on to Mario Wonder than it is to just throw it in a stock investment portfolio. Obviously, if you just buy the S&P 500, you'll probably outpace this game, you'll probably do better, but that's not the point of it. Anyone doing this is doing it because they love video games. And here we go, another one's up for auction. This one's sitting at $530 US, right? Oh my God, you paid $600 for Mario Wonder in a 10. You can't predict what's going to happen in 5 years, let alone what's going to happen in 15 years. I am personally not going to buy a CGC 10 copy for $500. I just don't care enough. It's not worth it to me. I don't like the opportunity cost. But that's not to say that it's ultimately a bad speculation, a bad investment, a bad item to have. It's like people who buy like factory cases of Pokemon cards and just throw them in their closet. You could probably buy a factory case of Mario Bros. Wonder and throw it in your closet as well. 10, 20 years from now, yeah, it'll probably be worth more than $60. Video games have shown at this point that they're pretty darn collectible. Hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight though as to why you're going to see 9.8 selling for, you know, $150, and you're going to see the 10s selling for an extreme premium over them. Let me know how many copies of Mario Wonder you will be purchasing. If you want to learn more about graded video games, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.